Thank you so much for having me, and Shalom Israel. We really feel with you, and I'm really sorry on behalf of Iranians. I can tell that we are really sorry and feeling with the casualties and with the shocks that you have to endure. But Iranians are feeling the same, actually. We should deal with this threat once and for all. Yes, the U.S. attacks, Israel and the U.S. has shaken the regime's core, and Iranians are buzzing with hope. At the same time, they are terrified, yes, because we are dealing with a regime that is that we don't know how long it's going to survive. They are haunted by fear that the world might leave them alone with a wounded regime ready to unleash brutal revenge on both Iranians and Israelis if Khamenei is not stopped once and for all.
How do Iranians see this playing out? We do hear about the fall of Khamenei, this being something that even an internal uprising could bring about, but Khamenei has processes in place to make sure a new supreme leader is then replaced. So even if Khamenei is eliminated or perhaps even dies of old age, the Iranian regime, it could still survive this war.
Well, unfortunately, that is somehow indeed the case. But in the totalitarian regimes, it has shown that when is the head of the snake is cut off, usually the regime somehow collapses. Yes. The regime is also downplaying right now the damage to Fordow facility. They say we were prepared for this day, and Fordow was evacuated. A lawmaker representing Qom, the city near Fordow facility, told Fars news agency, which is an IRGC news agency, that the Fordow facility has not been seriously damaged. But that statement by itself shows that they want to contradict Trump's claims that the site was completely obliterated. On social media, though, Persian users share videos of smoke over Fordow, chanting death to Khamenei, and they still believe that his death will change everything. They're excited that the regime has been hit where it hurts. And when I was just looking on the Persian social media, people are saying, oh, now you're talking about homeland. They're tired of that rhetoric because up until recently, they were not called compatriots, or Iran was not referred to as homeland because the regime pushed the global Islamic vision and not Iran. Iran was not in their vocabulary much. And since the attacks, Iranians share images of hundreds killed in 2018, 2020, and 2022 uprising, furious at being called compatriots now. And one post said, shame on you that Israelis IDF warns our civilians before attacks. And you're not warning us, nor Israeli civilians, bombing their kindergartens and the civilians. And most Iranians, except the 8 to 18% loyalists, feel relief. My Tehran sources see Israeli tackling the neighborhood bully. And yes, of course, there are people who have rights suddenly today, and they say, okay, we are able to take over. People like Ali Larijani, people like the ex-president Rouhani, but they are not trusted. They were up until recently sitting on the front row, and when needed, when Qasem the Falafel was killed, they were chanting death to Israel and death to America. So no one will believe them, and they are not making any chance.